Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of StoryTime Spotlight. It's your boy, Matt Campbell, and for this week, we have a very special guest. Some of you might know him as the Ryan Sheckler of EDM, but none other than Drew Dapps. How you doing, bud?
Yo, what's happening, Matt? Thank you for having me on. Good looks. I'm
Of
chilling. How are
course.
you?
Hey, man, I'm out here. Same thing. I'm just working on this mental health, just trying to keep that at top tier levels. Just doing a lot of physical work, hitting the gym, just trying to stay active, not be so much of a homebody, fall into bad habits. But that's how things go. How have you been, bud?
Oh yeah, I love to hear it. That's good to get in the habit of getting exercise. I'm trying to do the same. But
Yeah.
I've been chilling, bro. This year's been off to a great start so far. And a
Yeah.
lot of my goals that I had planned for quarter 1, and I'm just hyped about everything. Hyped to be here on the show back with story time. So thank you again for having me.
Yes. And thank you for coming on to the Storytime Spotlight. So let's start off with, where did your name Drew Dapps come from?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty funny and like pretty long story now, actually. Like, so in high school, I would like freestyle with my homies at the lunch table, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
play a beat on the phone, and then like we would like cipher, like rap some freestyles. And back in those days, called myself Dapper Drew. I don't know. I guess I just always was into alliteration, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah,
then,
absolutely.
like, when I started producing, I was like still going by Dapper Drew. But then, like, when I did like the big rebrand, you know what I'm saying? So I changed my name to Drew Dapps, dropped the I think
Right.
that's a lot cleaner. You know what I'm saying? At least a lot of people have been told me is better than Dapper Drew,
Yeah,
which I agree.
it rolls off the tongue when you say it too. It's definitely rolls off the tongue. I'm glad he dropped the ER and you went with just the daps. So I would
Yeah,
da- I would I would I would dap you up right now if I was right
yeah.
there. I would send you the dap right now
But
if I
that's
was.
the thing, though. Like, I didn't even get to that part. Like, I call myself Dapper Drew because people say that I suffer from EDS,
Mm.
EDS. That's excessive dapping syndrome. You feel me? I dap excessively. Like, literally, I dap people up. Like, I don't even mean to do it, but apparently I just do it. Like, over, like,
Excessive
you know,
dapping
not, I
syndrome.
ain't even gonna say it's excessive because I have to say it's a good amount of dabs. But that's what's been hard, most challenging about this pandemic is dabs have become controversial in a way.
Right,
So I'm
yeah.
like suffering over here.
Right, yeah. I see people doing it with their feet now. You do like feet taps for daps. Feet
Oh,
taps
some
for
shit.
daps.
But yeah, that's the origin story of Drew Dabs.
There you go. That's a good story to have. Now to get into the producing side of things, what DAW do you produce on?
Yo, so as you can see by my this is my painting here. It's a painting tribute to FL Studio and the FL Studio gods.
And the
Painted that
gods.
canvas. That's an acrylic, 2018. But yeah, so I'm a diehard FL Studio user. I have been for about 3 years. But yeah, I love FL Studio. To me, it feels like a video game, and I
Right.
think that's why I love it so much. You know what I'm saying? But how about you?
I'm on the Ableton gang. I'm not gonna lie. I was going to go with FL because I first started with Logic, and then I saw a lot of people messing with FL, and it seemed like everyone was understanding FL a lot more. But then I was just around a bunch of people who just produced in Ableton. And at that time, I didn't use a lot of resources like YouTube. I just wanted to like sit around friends who knew the DAW itself. And so the people who I was with, most of them Ableton, but I know a lot of people who produce on FL who make heat. I mean, you being one of them,
Oh,
but like a lot of people love FL and they can't stray away from FL. They're like, FL, we're gonna just stay. We're never gonna leave this ship. We're going down with it if anything happens, and that's how it
that's
rolls.
that's how I feel, bro.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
it's the same way. I started on Logic, and then I don't know. I never really like got the hang of it. I never got like the flow of Logic. But when I moved to FL Studio, that's like when I started really having fun with making music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. So while you're producing, what are some VSTs that you use?
Man, one of my favorites that I like using all of my tracks pretty much is On the Sphere. I got the box up here. That's the biggest flex in my studio for sure. the the copy of On the Sphere. But yeah, I just like it's a crazy powerful synth. And when I first got it, I was like overwhelmed on some shit, to be honest. But then like a couple years, like I feel like I'm finally like starting to use it to its full potential. So I use it for like a lot of different elements within my tracks.
Yeah, most definitely. I am a fan of Omnisphere. I am that's the next purchase that I'm going. I'm trying to do that whole what do they offer? It's like a rent to buy program because I think it's like what $200 for Omnisphere or something like that.
Nah, it costs closer to a rack on some
Well,
shit.
I am way off then, so don't listen to me. I guess it's a rack
But
two
I
hundred.
mean, unless it like did like 70% price drop or something, but I don't think
A Black
Spectre song.
Friday sale.
I don't know, bro. But yeah, Spectre songs quality and their stuff is like priced to reflect that. So that's why I just got Honestly and I'm cool. But I also love to like balance the high end,
Hmm.
like with Honestly with like a low end synth in my tracks. You know what I'm saying? So like on the low end, I really love Purity, which is like popular among like the hip hop producer scenes. Like when I was coming up, I had Purity and I was making hip hop beats with that when I first started learning producing. But like I still love the sounds and I use them in my house tracks too. So it's like kind of like I'm carrying over the heritage from my previous experience producing hip hop beats, you know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely hip hop, producing other genres like hip hop or, just stepping out of your boundaries. I feel like it builds up that creativity for you. And then you learn other stuff from other genres that you can put into the genre that you're making. So I
Yeah,
definitely,
for sure.
I agree with that. I make some hip hop, lo-fi beats when I'm like running out of ideas. And then I'm like, I start messing with something and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna ride with this, and then I just take what I'm doing with this, put in some, 128 or whatever it is, and just ride it out. So
Yeah, I love that because I feel like when you challenge yourself to do like an odd producer mission, like something like that, like it really keeps you sharp. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, it definitely does keep you sharp. Now when you're starting off in a blank project, you're opening up FL Studio. What's the
Mm.
first thing you're starting off with when you're producing a track?
Well, to be real, when I start off, I don't start off from blank. I have a template that is meticulously crafted to like be perfect for my sound. But I mean, not that it's set in stone, but it's just like a good place to start off. And like I remember like all the things the track needs.
Oh yeah,
You know
most
what I'm saying?
definitely. Oh, for sure, for sure.
And but what I always start off with though is the drum groove because I feel like that's basically like the theme of the like my genre. You know what I'm saying? Like the drum
Right.
groove is like critical. So start from the drums, create something that like the drums gotta be catchy enough to like be like stuck in your head later. You know what I'm saying? With just the drums.
Right.
That's what, like my standard. So like I just do the drums first, and then I'll do the bass, and then I'll do all the extra stuff.
Right, and then just kind of build from there. Yeah, you definitely have to
Yeah,
have a solid structure for your backbeat for your song to have its constant flow, and that backbeat with the drums is what's going to lead that flow going through the track. So it's not a bad thing to just start off with the track, and the template is very key. It helps you realize what elements are missing in your track, and then you kind of build off of that. So that right there, for people listening, a template is very crucial. Instead of, like Drew was saying, doesn't start on a blank canvas, it is a template. So if
and
you're
you just
watching
save
this
a ton of time. You can crank out more tracks more efficiently.
more, I was just about to say, more efficiently.
Dude,
Now,
bring me.
so what's some advice that you would give people starting out who are trying to produce?
I think the number one most important thing is that it's not quality over quantity. It's that quantity leads to quality. Shout out Keith Mills, put
There
me
you
on
go.
it.
Okay.
Mentor type thing, you feel me? But he taught me that, and he taught me the importance of like producing like a daily habit, and you gotta like train yourself like you a dog. You feel me? You gotta give yourself a treat after like producing when you said you're going to. Which for me, I like to first thing in the morning, like before I even check my phone or my email or nothing. Just wake up, get in the lab, and then like eventually like you become addicted to it, and you don't feel like you're faking it no more. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, I actually am a producer. I'll be doing it. So make a habit out of it. Do it every day, and like cross the X out on your calendar every day you produce, and then you don't want to give up on the X's that you've been writing down. You know what I'm saying? Especially after you got
Absolutely.
like a week down or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to keep chasing it because there's going to be bumps in the road, but you just got to get over that. So, speaking on that note, what would you say? What are some do's and don'ts that you could give out to people, whether it be in the industry or it being with producing?
For sure. I think a big don't, something that I definitely struggle with like coming up is like getting into the mindset that you need certain gear to make the sound that you want to achieve. Cause
Mm,
like it would be like you chasing the dragon on some shit. like you just like get the high of a new VST, and then like that high fades because like you don't know how to use the shit. And then
right.
you're like, oh, this ain't the one. Let me get another one, and then I'll be able to make the sound that I want. So, and I mean, that could go for anything, no matter what it is you're trying to like become prolific at. You can't fall into the slip up of thinking that you need more gear, more expensive gear, because that's not true. It's not the gear, it's the ear. At least for producing.
Woo. It's not the gear, it's the ear. I love that. I love that. It's going to be a new saying. This is going to be a new saying.
Bro, it's a good one.
So, what are you doing when you're not producing?
Man, well, shout out to my man's Ari Herstand. He's not even in electronic music or anything, but he published a book. It's called How to Make It in the New Music Industry. And I
Okay.
read that cover to cover a few times actually because I like it that much. And even though it's not really like catered to like DJs, like it helped me understand the industry more for sure, and like just more about moving as a business yourself. And what he's saying is divide your time like 50% creation, 50% like business side. So like I like doing the business side, and I know some artists they don't be liking to do that shit. They don't like to deal with money, but I like to do that stuff. I like to like write copy and like come up with ad creatives and that type of stuff. So I find that like fun. So spend like the first half of the day in the lab producing, and then the second half like promoting or like reaching out to talent buyers or that type of stuff, like this type of stuff we're doing right now, you know what I'm saying? The brand building type of activities.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just in the work day. You know, aside from that, I like to skate, you feel me? And I just like to kind of like hike around and explore a little bit. Usually with my skateboard though. That's like my main hobby besides like what I do outside of music, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, what exactly got you into skateboarding? Because for those who are unaware, Drew always posts up his a new track, and he'll have like I would consider it a compilation of his skate clips, and some of the stuff that you are putting out, I'm like, my guy, mint. It's mint. I'm looking at him like that is solid work you're putting into this, and then it's just great that you just have your music playing in the background. That's what you use as promotional resources. So, what got you into skateboarding?
Hey, good looks, bro. I appreciate the love, Pops. Thank you, bro. So, I mean, the reason why my shit is mint is because I've been doing it like as long as I can remember. Real talk. Like, I don't know, for anybody listening that got siblings, you probably know, like, if you got an older brother, older sister, you trying to do whatever they're doing because they're just like the coolest thing ever to you. So, my older brother, he was into skating, and and his homies were into skating too. And I was like, I'm trying to get into that. So like, literally like ever since I was like 4 years old, I would be like amazed at my brother skating. And then like I got my own board for Christmas probably at like 6 or 7.
Right.
And then just all started from there. And I fell off at certain times, like when I went long periods without skating, like, and kind of like forgot about skating. But then when I moved to San Diego and I saw the skate parks, and then like, well, I realized it's nice every day. It's like perfect skating weather every day. That's when the love was rekindled. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's when I got all my tricks back, and even learned a little bit more since I was like 14.
Right. Yeah. What would you say your most hardest trick to learn while skateboarding was?
Probably just being a little kid and getting kickflips. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
like I could do pressure flips, which is like, it's like a cheating way to do a trick because you don't actually have to flip it. Like you don't have to flick the board. You just like, that's why it's called a pressure flip. It's just easy. You do it with 1 foot. So like even if you're a little kid, you can do it because the board would be heavy as hell and then like up to your nipples. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
hard to maneuver that. So that's why I think like doing the first kickflip was like the hardest thing to learn.
Oh, 100%. And I remember when I was learning how to skate, and I'm still learning everything, but I 100% agree with you. Kickflips, that it took a long time to learn them. I'm still fucking them up when I'm doing them. So I'm still fucking them up.
Well, I mean, you gotta, if you got them, that's dope, bro. It
Right.
goes to you. A
I
lot
never,
of
I
people
never could get a
love
tray
it.
flip. I never could get a tray flip ever. And I'm seeing you out here getting the stees done. I'm just seeing the way how you're pulling it off. I'm like, I'm exiting out of this. I'm like, I need to go put my work in. I'm trying to be like Drew with the flips. You know what I mean?
Bro,
I'm over here with my tech deck trying to get my rhythm right. I'm like, okay, if this is this, okay, gotta just put it with my feet.
well, you're onto something with the tech deck though, bro. Because like literally, I I do it with the tech deck first and like steez it out. Like this is how I gotta steez it out in real life. Because
Oh,
like some man, people don't know this, but I was like a certified amateur fingerboarder. I was in competitions and stuff when I was like in middle school.
oh,
So like, but I always like had skating as part of my identity.
there you go. And it rides well with the brand that you are bringing to the table. Like I
Thank you,
said,
homie.
I really enjoy the fact that when you come out with your music, you make these skating clip compilations, and it's easier for people to not only know about your new work, but as well as you get to show off these new tricks and some of the lines you're landing. So I'm like, my guy. So what are 3 things you can't go without in a day?
For sure. For sure, coffee. I
Key.
wake up and I have coffee. So I gotta have coffee first before anything, and just a little bit of oat milk when we chill. That's one first thing. Second, I can't go without producing, bro. I gotta do that every day. That's my shit. And third, probably Tony Chachere's. You know the seasoning, Creole seasoning,
Oh,
shit
okay.
slap. I
Okay.
I put that on everything. So like no matter what I eat for lunch or dinner,
It's on
definitely throw some Tony Chachere's on that. All right, so that's my 3 things.
everything. I appreciate those. Yeah.
Oh
I love how the seasoning was the last one. You're like, yeah, I need to have some seasoning in my day.
yeah, for sure, bro.
I'm right there with
Shout out
it.
to Chichere. If
Um,
you haven't tried it, definitely, bro, you won't regret it. It's the green, the green little can with the mans on it. You know,
okay,
for
I'm gonna get that link when we're when we're done
yeah,
with this,
all right, for sure.
so I can be adding that to everything. So for people watching, Drew also does a podcast series called Doink Discussions. Can you give us more of an insight into that?
Yeah, for sure. Good look. So yeah, over the initial quarantine, spring 2020, I realized I need to start a podcast because I've been into podcasts for some time now. And like, yo, I got a mic. People be saying I have a nice voice. I should really make my own podcast. And I already had an idea in mind because like for like quite a bit of time before that, like at least a year, I was posting these Doink Discussion clips up on my Instagram story. You know what I'm saying? And what I would do is just be chiefing a doink, chilling out on the balcony or something. And what I would do is I would reiterate some philosophical teaching that I learned from my book.
Okay.
And I'm inspired by these OG Stoic philosophers with the stuff they say because they just tell the truth, bro. It's just all real spiel about like accepting things for what they are and not like having too much tied up in external outcomes and realizing what is in your control. And what it boils down to is it's just your reasoned choice, as they say. So I just try to reiterate what I learned, and from that, I think it enforces it in my own thoughts as well. When you teach something, like you embody it more. You feel me? And the doink part is just it makes it fun, and I like smoking doinks.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's a great name too. Doink Discussions. It's just like rolls off the tongue. I'm like, that's
Bro, that's what I'm saying. And I was like, if anyone else makes a podcast called Doink Discussion, I'll never forgive myself. So I need to do it right now, and that's why the debut episode was on 420.
Yeah, and I've tuned in. I was listening to which one was it? I think it was the Yawa episode, and I was just listening to you and him just kind of talking back and forth about stuff and the show in Vegas and everything along those lines. And I'm like, you got something going on here with Doink Discussions, most definitely, most definitely.
Oh, well, thanks for tapping in, bro. I appreciate the feedback. I just had a new interview recently with Magda Helena.
Mm-hmm.
Who she had a lot to share, like a lot of pointers. And I got a lot of interviews that I want to bring on the show, a lot of homies that I want to be able to tell their stories. So it's been fun, bro. It's been a fun outlet, and it's so easy to make a podcast. Like, why not?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you're just shooting the shit. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, speaking of the doinks, what is your favorite snack? What's your go-to snack?
My go-to snack. All right, let's just say like something like at home or like something. Let's say we're on a road trip and we stopped at a gas station.
I want both of them. I want
Okay.
both.
All right, because like low key, you'll never find this anywhere else, but only at like gas stations on road trips. They got those like Mexican candies. It's like some mango with the spicy on it, like that type of stuff. Like
Okay, the
that's
chamoy.
probably my favorite. Or the gummy worms with that spicy on it. That's
Right.
my shit. But at home snack, damn. Oh, for sure, peanut butter filled pretzels should
Ooh,
be hitting. Those are addictive for sure.
for sure. You're like those. Ooh, that should be hitting different.
Yeah, on me it do, bro.
For real, for real.
This is dangerous.
So what's something that people do that gets on your nerve?
uh, I guess it's nothing serious, but whenever I see people walking with their shoes untied and they don't tie them shits, and they're like walking when their shoes are untied, and I see the plastic part getting crushed, the aglet, shout out for Superpower, see that getting crushed, and it crushes me. Let's just put it that way.
That's funny. Yeah. And you seen him walking to the bathroom or something in the shoelace.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like, no.
Bro, my favorite show of all time is Seinfeld. Seinfeld does a whole episode on that show or on that series with how his shoelaces touch the bathroom floor. It's really so funny. And I just look at people all the time and see that, and I'm like, so it is like it's crazy relatable.
Damn, I'm asleep on. I need to watch that, bro. That's highly relatable for me too,
Shout
bro.
out Jerry Seinfeld. Shout out Jerry Seinfeld. So
Bro, hardest music for a theme song ever. That's all I can say.
those bass lines just slap. They're just like this on that bass. That's fire,
Bro,
fire.
well, they reinvented the game with that theme song because that was like the first time they had like theme music that like evolved.
Sure
You
did.
know what I'm saying? So shout out to Seinfeld, the GOAT for sure. Thanks for putting me on that episode though. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny. Would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
And that's a good question because to be honest, I don't really know. Or I'm both. You feel me?
Okay.
I feel like in some instances I'm an introvert. Like I feel like the music producer part of me is introverted, but like the DJ part of me is extroverted
Right.
on some shit. Like, but generally people say that I'm pretty quiet and I don't say much. So maybe a little lean towards introverted.
Like a little give and take. A little give and
Yeah,
take.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, if you could have one superpower, what would that superpower be?
Damn, that's a good one too. But I always mess with flying. Like literally,
Absolutely.
like, cause you know you think about that when you're like a little kid. Like, come
It
on,
would, it would be
manifesting one superpower,
it would be so,
flying.
right? Flying. That's gonna be it. Flying right there. Yeah. I think time and time again, I think that's exactly what I would go for and what I would go with.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so you have a merch and you have a merch drop coming. Can you give us more insight on the merch?
Oh, for sure, for sure. So yeah, you can check my selection at drewdapps.com. We got sound packs and there's merch products as well. But I just dropped the mystery sticker pack. So it's a sticker pack, but it's not like any other sticker pack because it's 10 total stickers that you can collect from, but 5 randomly selected in a pack. And there's different rarities for each sticker. So check out the website and you can see which stickers you can get. But the rare ones have been a hit though. So check it out. Scoop some stickers, support your man Dapps, and decorate your water bottle, whatever. But I got more merch coming too.
Oh,
It's been
I'm excited
rumored,
to see. I'm excited to see
bro.
this.
Good looks.
All right, good
It's been
looks.
rumored that there's gonna be a return of the USB fingerboard, new and improved. So I'll just leave it at that.
When
Just,
I ordered that one back in the day when I think when you first sent it out, and I was like, I was like, this is hot. This is some fire. And I'm looking at this like that. This is pretty dope. When you're making this stuff, is this something off of like how do you create this? Like when you come up with these ideas, you're just like making
oh,
this stuff.
so this last sticker pack job, I actually did the majority of the designs
Mhm.
myself in Photoshop. And what I did, I actually like I have this book published by Rizzoli. It's called Stickers. And
Perfect. Perfect.
it's like skaters to like punk bands, like to political movements. There's all types of pictures and examples and like sticker bomb walls and stuff. So I just flipped through there honestly and like got some inspiration and like flipped some ideas I saw in there into my own thing and like just did like parodies, which I feel like is a big part of sticker culture. Is
Right.
like the parody logo.
Absolutely. And also being in the skating scene, I feel like sticker collection is so versatile and it's just like there's so
Yeah,
much
for
great
sure.
artwork out there for stickers and just sticker slapping goes to graffiti and like it all goes full circle with everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love stickers because it's like full circle with everything, like you said, bro. And like you can take them out bombing, and it's like marketing in a way.
Right.
Especially if you got like an eye-catching sticker, and people are like, "What is that?" You
Like,
feel
what
me?
is this? What is this? Yeah, I
That's like what Shepard Fairey did, bro. And he's in that book, and he's like talks about it. So I think that really inspired this last merch drop.
Yeah, and I am excited to see the new merch that you have coming out, and I'm gonna have to check out this new sticker pack. 'Cause I still have the old one. Well, I wouldn't consider it old, but the last sticker pack.
Well, thanks for supporting, bro.
Of
And let
course.
me just tell you, the new joint is gonna be a step up in quality. Just
Okay.
overall,
Okay.
you're gonna dig it, bro. Good looking on supporting the first one, though. I'm glad
Oh,
that
of
glad
course.
you designed.
We're all about supporting each other and artists and everything like that. Now, with everything that's going on in your life, when you look at your life as a whole, what would you say one of your most proudest moments is?
And that's a good question. That got me thinking. But honestly, just like it's like the little things, like people reaching out to me saying like, yo, like I've been listening to your music for the past year and some change, and like you've really been inspiring me. Like all the stuff you're doing, inspiring me to go hard and release my own music. And like seeing stuff like that, seeing homies message me like when you come into Brazil, like that type of stuff, like that gets me in. Like that say like stuff like that is my proudest moment. Just seeing it accumulate, like little things like that, like showing that like really making a difference and like touching people with my music, and like I'm able to build like a network which feels like friends, you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it's dope, bro. I say that's what I'm most proud about, like cumulative.
There you go. Yeah, it's always a great feeling, especially when you're inspiring other people off of the work that you're making, and it's inspiring them to do either something like that or to go towards a craft that they've been wanting to pursue, and then seeing you do it gives them the motivation. So that's definitely a great moment in life, and it's a great thing. That's like a wholesome feeling, I would consider it.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Very
That's a
wholesome,
good way to put it.
very
Whole
wholesome feeling. So wrapping the Storytime Spotlight up, is there anything that you would like to promote or anyone you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. Good looks on paying us a visit. Storytime Studios. That's the home. So real
Yeah, man.
talk. You
We
guys
really
put on for me, and I appreciate you. But be on the lookout soon. I got my first ever remixes dropping within the next couple months. So be on the lookout for that. I'm hyped for the remix work, new EPs, but new merch that I can't wait to drop. And also another very special announcement,
Oh.
which I'm not gonna spoil, but just keep it locked. Trust me.
He said another special announcement, which I'm not gonna spoil.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you again, everybody who tapped in. Thanks to you, Matt.
Or
Love your question, bro. Love your energy. Appreciate you.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for everyone who is tuning in, listening, and watching the Storytime Spotlight. My name is Matt Campbell with the special guest, Drew Dapps. Thank you for tuning in.
Top.